Aloha and welcome to Java. Thank you kindly for joining me. It is for Monday, it's July 8th, 2024. It's Monday. I expect it to be a bit of a quiet Monday, so I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend coming up a holiday week. I do have a couple of important things that I would like to speak about a little bit later. So let's go right into the markets and the risk. Right now, risk is increasing slightly. So we've got the 10-year yield relative strength of the dollar kind of wrapped together in the MMRI. So they pulled back. The stock market rallied into the close on Fridays. They were all green, showing increase in the fear greed meter heading towards greed. So we've got more people piling into the stock market. First off, want to mention cryptocurrency. They took a hit between the Mt. Gox sales as well as the German government selling quite a bit of Bitcoin all at once. However, Bitcoin hit a level, was pretty solid, and it's already recovering. So the buy the dip opportunity could have passed us. It can still come down again. Don't get me wrong, there's always risk. But I was mentioning I bought the dip, just what I'm doing, not financial advice. I think it's going to recover with more strength from here. So going into the markets today, we're looking green. There could be a little bit of a drop. We've got the relative strength of the dollar could pull back, but the 10-year could increase, as those do could cause headwinds for the markets. Futures right now in agreement that it's pretty much looking like a bullish day right now. It's quiet after the holiday, low news, so I expect a range trade and slow increase in volume towards the end of the day. So it could be setting up for a little bit larger trades, more volume closer toward the end of the week, Wednesday, Thursday. So we've got stocks have become the game that record numbers of Americans are playing. We've seen this before. So more and more people going into the stock market. Basically, it's one place to hide away from inflation. So with this, we go into the calendar. As I said, there's not much going on today. We'll be watching used car prices as an indicator for the real economy. I expect them to be low. And also some auctions are going on today. So it's not just Americans and individuals, but also hedge funds piling now into commodity sensitive stocks at the fastest pace in 5 months. Again, trying to get out of inflationary environment and also going into lower risk. We're watching a bit of a rotation here. Commodities are perceived a bit safer as far as safe haven. And then also avoiding increased inflation. So we've got Maersk, larger shipping company, warning of extreme weather delays along the South African coast. They're already expecting, we've already got the first large hurricane has come through. They're expecting a very active season as it comes up. It's larger danger, larger risk to the shipping industry, and also increases insurance costs because of this. So this is all inflationary to the goods downstream. Okay, so back to the stories that I wanted to cover. We've got Brics launching an independent financial system. Now, they're staying in their native currencies at the moment, but they are looking at basically moving more towards what they're calling de-dollarization. They are also possibly introducing new single currency. It's on the table, as they're saying, between Beijing and Russia. And Putin is already talking about trading. Their amount has increased from low 60s to over 80% of their trade now between Russia and China is done in their native currencies. This is a significant increase. They're also now including India, and I'll speak about that in just a bit. So with this, we've got Taiwan's central bank saying they don't have a timetable yet. However, they are looking at launching their digital currency. I think they have pulled back because they are looking at joining this possible BRICS alliance trade. Now, they're in with the United States, but they're staying neutral, kind of waiting to see how this all goes. So with this, we did have that, what they're calling a slump for Bitcoin. In my opinion, that was a collaborated, coercive uh, effort in order to push the price down was effective to a point. I think not what they were hoping, but they were hoping to basically repurchase largely again. So, upcoming months, what they say, I say we're continuing on recovery. Could have one more dip. I don't know if we'll be that lucky. I think this was the opportunity. It's just what I'm buying, not financial advice. And I'm not the only one because we had a Japanese public firm called Metaplanet. They bought the dip. They bought another $2.5 million of Bitcoin. And now their average buy in, right now, this is interesting, is at $62,000 per Bitcoin. So if you are buying right now, then you are buying in at a lower price than they did. So they purchased because of the adoption of the ETFs and saw it going higher. So with this, we've got a couple of other stories I'd like to cover prior to going back. We've got Japan and the Philippines signing a defense deal as China tensions drag. So this is mostly over the South China seas. There have been small skirmishes, if you will, between the ships, the fisheries, and also a couple of other things. But it's Japan, Philippines, and also South Korea that are mainly concerned about this, as well as Taiwan. So they're signing defense deals and trying to align themselves to give themselves a little bit more strength. We've also got Indian Prime Minister Modi is now visiting Russia. This is the first time since they're saying the war on Ukraine, but since the war in Ukraine broke out, Modi is now visited, and he calls Putin an old ally and friend. Now, behind this, most of, in fact, over 60% of India's weaponry and defense is still from Russia. So they're kind of remaining neutral. They are Brics, but they're setting up alignment as well. So we've got to watch these alignments that are coming through because it's going to affect not just with war and the war spending, but it's also affecting trade. Trade, the cost of our goods, and could immediately, with the currency wars, there's a lot of tariff battles going on right now between electric vehicles, and now that it's involving brandy. So with all of this going on, the larger picture does affect the stock markets and smaller things. So it's good to keep an eye on all of these things that are happening. So we've got more numbers coming out, mostly toward the very end of the week, Thursday, Friday, and the earnings season will be starting again. So prior to the large banks are beginning to report the end of this week, now is a good time to kind of review your trades, look at your setups, and be ready for what's coming. So, with this, until I see you again, my friends, I wish you all a green trading day. And until tomorrow, stay free.